All right, DOD, Department of Defense, is now being called by the Trump administration the Department of War, DOW. On Friday, new signs actually went up at the Pentagon after President Trump issued an executive order to rename the Department of Defense. When asked why the need for a name change, Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had this to say.
I think it sends a message of victory. I think it sends really a message of strength.
This name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the warrior ethos.
All right, let's discuss with Senior Director of the Center on Military and Political Power at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Brad Bowman. He's also a former Black Hawk pilot. Brad, good to see you. What do you think about this Department of War?
You know, when Frederica, appreciate the opportunity to join you. When I survey the threats we confront as Americans, changing the name of the Department of Defense is really not something I would put on my top 10 list of priorities for the Pentagon. You know, we're confronting what we've been calling an axis of aggressors consisting of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. They're unified by their antipathy for Americans and our interests and our democratic principles and our allies and partners. And their cooperation is making each of them more formidable. And so as this big, huge military parade in Beijing demonstrated, U.S. military advantages have eroded. And that's eroded the margin of safety for Americans. So I don't think that changing the name of the Department of Defense is going to help with that. And I can think of a whole bunch of better ways we could spend that time and money. And Politico is suggesting that we're looking at, changing seals, placards, signs at more than 700,000 facilities in 40 countries in all 50 states. And I think there might be some better ways to spend our time and money than that.